How did the bourgeoisie rise? Have you ever wondered how a new class of people transformed society and changed the course of history? The rise of the bourgeoisie is a fascinating story rooted in the shift from feudalism to capitalism, especially during the Industrial Revolution. Initially, the bourgeoisie came from a medieval class known as chartered burghers or town dwellers. These individuals were involved in commerce and trade. As feudalism began to fade, merchants and artisans gained economic power. They expanded trade routes, which included the discovery of America and new markets in Asia and the Americas. This expansion opened doors for commerce, navigation, and industry, allowing the bourgeoisie to accumulate wealth. The feudal system had closed guilds that controlled production, which could not meet the growing demands of expanding markets. This limitation led to the decline of guilds and the rise of a new manufacturing system. Production was organized within workshops under the control of the manufacturing middle class. As markets continued to grow, this manufacturing system evolved into modern industry. Innovations like steam power and machinery fueled this transformation. With industrialization, a new class emerged, the modern bourgeoisie. They owned factories, machines, and the means of production. Their economic power soon translated into political influence. They began to promote liberal ideas such as private property rights, free trade, and representative government. These ideas protected their interests and allowed them to accumulate even more capital. The rise of the bourgeoisie marked a significant break from the old feudal order. It replaced aristocratic privilege with capitalist economic dominance. However, from the perspective of communist theory, the bourgeoisie represents the ruling class that owns the means of production. They exploit the working class, known as the proletariat, by extracting surplus value from their labor. The Industrial Revolution intensified class conflict. It concentrated wealth and power in the hands of the bourgeoisie while subjecting the proletariat to harsh working conditions and economic insecurity. Communist theory views the rise of the bourgeoisie as a necessary but unstable stage. It suggests that this will ultimately lead to their overthrow by the proletariat through revolutionary class struggle. The bourgeoisie's control over production and political institutions is maintained to preserve their economic dominance. However, the contradictions of capitalism, such as crises of overproduction and growing inequality, will provoke the proletariat to seize the means of production. This could lead to the establishment of a classless society. In essence, the rise of the bourgeoisie was driven by the expansion of trade and commerce, the decline of feudal guilds, and the emergence of industrial capitalism. Their ascent reshaped economic and political systems, laying the groundwork for the capitalist society that communism critiques as exploitative and destined for revolutionary change.